GWM. Go with more. GWM. Go with more. GWM. Go with more.
Hello GWM, turn on the AC.
All right, AC is on in the driver zone.
GWM. Go with more. GWM, go with more.
Hello everyone, welcome to the live stream. I'm your host today, and yes, a huge pickup fan. Behind me, this beautiful car, this beast, star of today's show, the GWM Canon Alpha PHEV. This truck completely shatters the old school idea of pickups as just workhorses. Once you drive it, you will see how luxurious and tech-packed a pickup can really be. Today, we're taking you behind the scenes at Great Wall Motors NVH Lab, and we've invited 3 of their leading engineers to our live stream to do an in-depth review and answer all your questions. Are you ready? So let's dive right into it. My first guest for today, our first guest speaker is Andre, the lead director designer of the GWM Canon Alpha. Andrew, welcome. How are you doing?
Nice, thank you.
Doing good, okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrei. It's a pleasure to be here in such a dynamic live stream setting. Whenever we talk about the GWM Canon Alpha PHEV, I feel proud because this model is truly a fusion of aesthetics, power and functionality. Our team's vision brought to life.
I know that you are the designer director, right, Andre?
Yeah.
But today's topic will go far beyond just design. We're diving into the idea of functional aesthetics. That's right.
Yes.
You're going to be talking about the, the exterior design,
We will
the
talk. Yeah.
interior layout,
Yes, yes.
and the cabin quietness.
Yes.
All right, so let's begin.
From a day one, the mission was clear. GWM Canon Alpha PHEV shouldn't look just powerful. It should feel trustworthy. Why? Because in markets like Australia, a pickup isn't just a work truck. It's for families, for weekend escapes, it's for true lifestyle vehicle. And from the front, we have it a strong muscular stance. Championship belt grille, for example, high center of gravity for a confident and stable appearance. Car has muscular shoulders, confident face, huge ground clearance, and it shows the power.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
Talking about design, a car is delivering out-of-time design DNA philosophy. We are inspired by nature forms, shapes and surfaces. We are adjusting proportions to be comfortable for human eye. All that together make product look timeless and never look old.
I absolutely agree with you. I think that this car will still be relevant in
Yes.
10 to 15 years. You can buy it right now and then use it for 20 years and it will never get
Yes,
old.
yes. This car will never get old because design it's not fashion. It's like a timeless.
That's true, and the quality is super good.
Yes,
So you can be
yes.
sure, to use it for a long time.
Yes.
But I noticed that these headlights actually look super cool. So can you tell us about it a little bit?
Yeah, the headlamps you can see, it has a lot of high-end luxury elements, high-tech looking. You see these transparent decoration panels, and overall design is doing some smart and very high-tech appearance, which makes this car a little bit higher on the market compared to competitors. It makes car look premium, which is not very common for pickup market. Pickups usually is being used as a working horse, but the design of a Canon Alpha shows much more premium feeling and comfort compared to most of other pickup trucks. Overall, GWM Canon Alpha PHEV styling is our answer to both global pickup trends and local driving culture. It's tough, it's smart, it's ready for real off-road challenges, and for Australian market, practicality was a key design priority.
And I think our audience really wants to know. So GWM Canon Alpha PHEV looks super rugged, right? But with such a big body, is it noisy inside?
It's a very professional and realistic question. In fact, many people are not familiar with NVH. So since we are now in a lab, it's a perfect opportunity to explain what it really is. NVH stands for noise, vibration and harshness. It's as early as 2009, one of the first in China, GWM, has already established a dedicated full vehicle NVH lab. That kind of forward thinking showed GWM's precise judgment for the industry direction. From a solid thunk when you close the door, and even to the soft sound of wipers gliding across the windshield, every single acoustic detail is refined through 100 or even 1000 of iterations to deliver an immersive quality experience.
So what kind of testings do you actually do in this amazing laboratory?
Before any model hits the market, its NVH performance has to pass through the full-scale checkups, from engine, intake, exhaust systems, to tire and suspension vibrations, transmission noise. Because all are fine-tuned to keep the noise into the cabin to a minimum. Because Great Wall quality standard is pretty high. We need to achieve it. So users may not be familiar with NVH technology, but the moment you get inside and close the door, you are really experiencing a library level quiet feeling. And this is the most impressive of our NVH engineering.
It's a very rare opportunity to be inside a laboratory like this. So maybe you can tell us some technical highlights, of this place?
I will try to. Let me walk you through it. One of the core stones of GWM's NVH lab is advanced acoustic engineering. Take a look at the walls around and you will see we are using the metallic wedge-shaped sound absorbers. These wedges effectively absorb sound waves, minimizing reflections. The test area itself is suspended and built like a room-in-room structure. It isolates like 99% of external vibrations. This setup brings the background noise level in the lab down to below 20 decibels. This is as quiet as an open field or Gobi Desert. In such a noise-free environment, we can confidently and accurate test all the NVH issues.
So since we're talking about Canon Alpha today, can you maybe walk us through the design process of this vehicle, especially regarding the NVH optimization?
Yes, sure. When it comes to GWM Canon Alpha PHEV, our investment in NVH optimization started right from a design stage, from a very early stage. When we do design, we are keeping all the features to be suitable for future NVH testing, because we know how high is GWM's requirement for the sound comfort. What we aim for is not just to make a pickup less noisy, but to create an experience when you forget you're even a pickup truck. Or our goal is to show that pickup can offer the same comfortable level as a premium SUV.
So maybe you can tell us how exactly the engineers at GWM fighting the noise here in the lab?
Yes. Engineers start with the noise transmission paths. For example, they used double-layer laminated soundproof glass for the front windshield and rear door windows, which definitely cuts down wind noise, road noise, and high-frequency engine sounds. Even on high speeds or strong winds, the cabin maintains a low-frequency immersive calm. It's really, really impressive. We also added high-density sound-absorbing materials to critical areas like door panels or dashboard, A, B, C pillars. Plus, we filled cavity structures with a heat-expanding insulating film to prevent echo and resonance. It's like building an invisible acoustic barrier inside of the vehicle.
Well, it seems like you've put a lot of thought into,
Yes.
experience, the sound experience inside the car. So what else has been optimized during the testing process?
We went even further with the gaps. For example, the cargo box and body are sealed with the full coverage rubber strips. And the negative pressure design creates an active suction effect. And it's suppressing air whistling sound. So you will not hear some whistles within the car. We also moved the rear door seams to the back of the vehicle. And this hidden position behind the cabin is pushing noise further from passengers. So you also, if you're on a rear row, you hear less of the whistling of the air. The tail area also usually overlooked, but we paid close attention. We applied a double rear wall steel plate structure with a layer of foam material in between. It's like a sandwich, like a sandwich buffer. On top of that, we designed a labyrinth-style exhaust duct that allows airflow through, but blocks sound waves, preventing them from entering the cabin. All of these efforts you can hear are exactly why GWM Canon Alpha PHEV offers us that serene, quiet experience. The moment you step inside, it's not just quiet, it's kind of premium silence that rivals high-end SUV.
Well, I think we've talked enough about this topic, and I think everyone is really excited to see what this car looks like inside. So, shall we?
Okay, let's go.
Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, it's so big.
Yeah, take a look.
I love it.
Car looks really premium.
Wow.
Take this, please.
Oh, there's so much space for my legs.
Here, okay, let's start with the seats. For the seats, we have all electronic adjustment. We have ventilation, we have massage, we have lumbar protection, we have heating, and it's like a business class seat for long travel. Very useful.
Yeah, look at me. I can actually like sit, you know, even I'm not too fat, I hope.
Not.
Look at my elbows. I sit so comfortably. There's so much space in this
Yes.
vehicle. And I'm sure you feel the same, right?
Yes,
On your seat.
the elbow area space for this car is 1.60 m, which is the highest dimension in on the market from our competitors.
Wow. And it feels good too, right? All the materials are super soft.
Yes, yes, exactly. For pickup truck, usually we see very simple interior, very rugged.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And this truck actually looks nothing like an usual pickup truck, right? From the inside, it looks more like a luxury SUV, actually.
Yeah, you can see it's almost of all materials you touch are soft. Even
Yeah.
here for your knee area, you will not hit the leg. It's always soft. It's soft here, soft on the door trims. You have this chrome elements, which is making more premium feeling. Also, you have stitching. It's a kind of premium SUV appearance. Also, the sound system is very cool. It's an Infinity 10 speaker system.
10 speakers.
10 speakers. Yeah.
So we have 2 here.
Yeah, we have also low frequency. We have this on the dashboard and the subwoofer on the rear.
We have one here
Yeah, it's
too.
it's a big one here.
Oh, wow. I wish we can experience it.
Yes, yes. Also,
It does have a light system as well, right? I heard.
we have 64 colors ambient light.
Ambient lights.
Yeah, we cannot see it now because it's too bright here, but later we can show.
But does it dance with the music? You know, like
Yes, yes.
equalizer
yes.
kind of
It
thing?
works together. It's like you are
Oh, it's like you're in the club.
you are having fun within your car.
I love
Yeah.
this.
Yes. This is
Okay.
very cool.
Any other features? I see the sunroof.
We have a sunroof, which is also doing very comfortable job. Kids can play, can go out, you know.
Maybe not so safe to do that. We're not
Also,
advising to
Yeah,
go out
it's
the
dangerous.
sunroof.
But when car is still, it's okay. Also, you can see all the materials. It's premium feeling, even for the roof trim. Yeah, everything is well done. Here you can see the clock, which is also premium element. Clock.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. And you wanted to tell something about the rear seat as well?
Yeah,
I
let's
remember?
see, because we have one feature.
Okay.
Okay. Here you can see the bench can move for 80 millimeters front and rear, and it can incline. I can show. Yeah. So even for long trip, rear passengers are pretty comfortable because you can see you can incline and you can
Oh, wow.
stay. You can relax. You can stay comfortable.
You can basically sleep here.
You can sleep, yes. Also, you can make some gestures through the window. Yeah.
And the ventilation system,
Ventilation system is also separated for each passenger. You also can control the heating of the seat and ventilation.
right? Oh yeah, it has a heating.
All
here as
controls are
well.
here. Yeah.
But no anmo. No
No.
I forgot the word. But yeah, that's only for the front
Yes.
seat,
Yes.
right?
Ah,
Okay.
you massage. No,
Massage.
massage only for parents.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
that's it. That's all
Yes.
for interior.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for this detailed breakdown. I guess we can really see that this vehicle is nothing
Look.
like
It's
the
pretty
standard
cool.
pickup.
Oh, come here. You can have extra storage. You can put a flashlight or some secret stuff here. Very cool. Okay?
Well, thank you so much, Andrew, for this detailed breakdown. Thank you for that brilliant presentation. The GWM Canon Alpha PHEV is nothing like the traditional pickup you might have in mind. It's packed with all these features that you typically only find in luxury SUVs, right? And this car is not just about rugged capability, but also refinement and comfort on the road, as you just saw, right? Well, thank you so much.
Look how strong is it. Yeah, look how big the grille. It looks very strong.
It does, absolutely. And if you're interested in this amazing vehicle, simply tap the link in the bottom left corner of the live stream and leave your contact info. We'll have a dedicated customer service specialist reach out to you personally. Rest assured, your information is fully protected under our privacy policies. Feel free to drop any questions in the comments as well. And we're moving on. Now that we have a deep understanding of the GWM Canon Alpha PHEV design and tech features and serene cabin experience, let's dive even deeper into what makes this truck so powerful. So up next, we'll explore the core technology behind it all. Maybe some of you are familiar with it. Let's welcome our next speaker, Powertrain Director Michele, who is going to break down the GWM Canon Alpha PHEV hardcore high forte system and explain why is it such a game changer. Hello, Michele.
Natalie, it's a pleasure to be here and with all our guests online worldwide.
Pleasure is all mine.
Right, so my name is Michele. Here in GWM, I'm Powertrain Director, and I'm here to explain you something about your the system we would like to bring to you. That is the hybrid system that GWM developed. We call it i4T, and is equipping this monster of a car, right? So it delivers power, but it delivers also a lot of efficiency in all the driving conditions that we need. So, but before getting too much into the details, I want to clarify one thing. What is i4, what is i4T might be a little bit confusing, right? So i4 is the family of powertrain solution that we developed here in GWM, right? i4T is what we assign to this pickup, and it basically covers the part of pickup electrification, right? So i4T is already a well-known platform. It's a flagship technology of GWM and has been widely adopted on the tank lineup. And so far, I think we sold more than 140,000 units worldwide.
That is an impressive number for sure.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So it is already a reliable and robust platform. We tested it with millions and millions of kilometers of vehicle testing, right? So, however, what you might not know is why it is the optimal choice for the next generation of pickup.
You're right. I think everyone is actually very curious. So why i4T is a great choice for new energy pickups?
Right, it's a great question. And so let's start with traditional pickup. Users, they appreciate load capacity, reliability, robustness, and in a lot of different demanding scenarios like construction or transportation, right? However, users are increasingly value passenger comfort, maybe recreational use.
Absolutely.
And these new energy pickup are now expected also to be fuel efficient, comfortable, and highly versatile, right? So i4T features a non-decoupled architecture with parallel hybrid power with 3 mechanical locking differential, and was brought to dominate all scenarios from mud to snow to desert, right? So for example, snowy condition, we have a mechanical 4-wheel drive system with a propeller shaft that synchronize perfectly all the 4 wheels. So no wheel spin, no fishtailing, just a stable and secure driving. What about mountain climbing scenarios, for example, right? So we have a crawl ratio here. The enthusiasts of pickup, they know what it is, a crawl ratio of 53 and a maximum gradability of 73%, right? So this is thanks to the non-decoupling mechanical 4-wheel drive system, and the vehicle can transmit power to all the wheels, but also to select a specific wheel, the one that has most grip, so that it takes you out of confidently from a very tricky off-roading situation.
Is it an intelligent system? Is it like an AI inbuilt system that recognizes which wheel needs more traction?
Yes, absolutely, and it does that automatically. You can take it over, but the system recognizes automatically what is the best setup for where to transfer and distribute power and torque. Right. So let me now take you through some of the advantages and features of this platform. Right. First is an architectural advantage. We have an hybrid structure with a gasoline engine electric motor that works seemingly in tandem. So we have a real-time adaptive operation that allows the power source to operate in its most efficient way. So we eliminate, for example, the risk of the electric motor to stall or to overheat if you have a system that relies heavily only on the electric power. So that doesn't happen in our case. We have a four-wheel drive advantage. In this case, let me underline, the i4T features a mechanical four-wheel drive system. This is very important. So it's a non-decoupling structure that ensures zero power loss across the powertrain. So these pair with all the three differential locks, rear, front, and the middle, the vehicle maintains 100% of torque, even when you have only one wheel that has traction. So that enables easy escape from extreme off-road conditions. It's very, very important. Right. Energy management advantage. This is where you're talking about the intelligence of the system, right? We're getting very tech here, and let me try to simplify this.
Okay.
So the system basically learns from your habits, right? So you might go through different scenarios where you're urban driving or cross-country travel, off-roading, even camping, and the system learns from your habit, from your pattern, in order to optimize basically fuel efficient. It gives you the best that you can, the best mode and best distribution of power from the different power sources available in order to maximize efficiency so you don't waste any energy, right? Another very interesting aspect here of this powertrain is the low battery performance, right? So if, as both power sources can deliver torque and power directly to all the wheels, in case you have a low power situation and you cannot charge, so it's charging unavailable, the engine takes over seamlessly. So the power output remains basically unstable. You won't even notice any performance drop, and hence you can be ensure that you have a reliable off-road capability, right? Structural design as well. So we're talking about safety here. It's very important. We are very adamant here in GWM about safety. So the rear of the battery is equipped with a cross-trailer beam behind the battery. They provide an extremely robust safety protection. Why we know that? Because we crash car here. We do it for legislation.
Did a crash test?
We do crash tests. We have facilities specifically here in GWM, so we are very competent in this area. So we smash the car from 50 kilometers per hour from the rear, and that is where the battery is placed, and no sign of fire, no sign of smoke. This is in an absolutely safe position for the battery. That's great. So overall, the i4T architecture not only delivers outstanding power output and overall capability, it excels in energy management, robust four-wheel drive system, and, as we just explained, exceptional safety design to ensure stable operation even under extreme conditions, right? So this very capable hybrid platform is tailor-made and proudly developed here in GWM for the off-road market, and it offers efficient, smarter, and safer off-road driving experience to our user, right? So the i4T hybrid powertrain strategy with its longitudinal parallel architecture, as we call it, combines the benefit of both power sources, right? The engine and the electric motor that can work in tandem, so we can get the best out of both of them. The gasoline engine thermal efficiency and range, as well as the low speed iron torque of the electric motor, or with instant power delivery in milliseconds. So when strong power is required, the electric motor intervenes in a matter of milliseconds, working in tandem with the engine, and so you can have a powerful, sustained, stable output. So why are we doing this? Because we want to have a safer off-road performance, reliable, dependable, and in all off-road scenarios, even the more extreme, like climbing steep slopes, recovering for a difficult situation. So in this case, avoiding sudden power losses and being able to deliver torque specifically to one or wheels that have grip, it really saves the day. That's very, very important. Right, so let me take the chance now to give you a little bit of an outlook and all our viewers of the layout of the powertrain. So if you come with me on the side of the car, I'll show you pretty much where the different parts of this powertrain are. So we have the engine in the front, is a 2-liter gasoline engine, pretty mighty, 180 kilowatt and 380 newton meters of torque. Right, so the powertrain, the first part of the powertrain is 3 parts: the gasoline engine, the P2 electric motor, and the 9 hybrid automatic transmission. This is the first part of where the power and the torque is generated and start being delivered. From that point, we have what we call a prop shaft, big shaft that goes to the rear of the car, so it motors the wheel at the rear, and we have also another shaft that goes back to the front of the car. So between these various shafts, there are 3 mechanical locking systems. Very important, because it means that we can, is in this way that we can really deliver specific amount of torque to individual wheels, and this is very important in off-roading, right? So going back to the rear of the car, we find the last part of the powertrain system. This is an hybrid system, so we have a battery. We have a battery that is around 37 kilowatt hours, so a good size of a battery. As a matter of fact, if you just want to drive in pure EV mode, and you can do this because the P2 motor is between 2 clutches, it means that you can disengage completely the engine and run the entire vehicle very silently and quietly in EV mode or fully electric vehicle mode for up to 115 kilometers, so quite a decent range here we're talking about, right? The battery.
Yeah, if I understand correctly, it gives you a lot of control and a lot of choice, right? You
Yes.
can have this as a hybrid. Can you have it as purely, gas fuel vehicle or not?
We have different configuration here.
Yeah.
This one specifically we're looking at today is the top of the lineup here, that is the full hybrid system with the 2-liter gasoline, right?
I see.
So going back to the battery that is here, it is a 37 kilowatt battery, as we said. It's a very safe position. We talk about the crash test from the back, but we are talking about off-road here. And if you go off-road, you need to be careful what rocks and stone and a lot of things impact from the bottom of the car. So the solution that we develop here is like we protect the battery in different ways. First of all, is pretty high, 450 millimeters from the ground, and there is a steel stamping plate to protect for harsh impact, and a 3-layer protection system against corrosion, against any kind of issue that might happen to the battery. On top of that, the last note on the battery, very important for safety. We know, because we tested, that the battery, even if there's an issue with one single cell inside the battery that has a thermal event, it can start getting wild and hot, the entire battery is not affected, and all the thermal issue is contained within the battery. That's the reason why we think that this is a very great hybrid system and very safe.
I absolutely agree with you. After all your explanation, I think this is actually a very amazing car. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for this in-depth and comprehensive breakdown on High 4T system. Thank you so much. And I'll see you on our next live
very
stream.
welcome.
But this is not all, guys. This is not all, because we have another speaker here with us today. Let me invite Tobias. Tobias, please welcome. Hello, Tobias. How are you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm very happy to talk with you today.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Yes. And happy to talk with our audience in Australia and worldwide, of course.
Yes. Yes.
So my name is Tobias. I'm the product director in GWM Motors, and I'm very happy to make the wrap up now with you, because my colleagues, of course, they explained you almost everything, but some small details
They
I can
probably
also
left something.
something
out, right?
I can also give you some insights. Maybe first I talk about Michele just now mentioned the High 4T, the powertrain
Yes.
system. So maybe it's interesting for the user why it's called High 4T, because in the automotive industry we always have so many abbreviations. I'm not sure if you know the background of what is the meaning of this name.
I did some homework,
Yeah,
but
you did
if
some.
you can
Maybe
explain,
I can explain.
everyone,
So High
absolutely.
4, Michele explained, is our hybrid family. High 4 stands for hybrid, H. I is intelligent, and 4 is four-wheel drive. So it's hybrid, intelligent four-wheel drive. And now the question, why is it T? This is also very simple, because if you look, if you stand in front of the car, then you see the engine, transmission, and then it goes in the back to the wheel. So it looks like a
T.
T. So High 4T, very easy. But if you don't know this explanation, then maybe it's difficult. If you see in the back, it's High 4T. So what is the meaning?
That's very interesting. Yeah.
And then also maybe interesting why we choose the longitudinal engine, because you know many other cars in GWM Motors have the transversal engine, so engine, transmission in between the wheels, but we use the longitudinal going to the rear axle and to the front, and there's also a very good reason, and this is comes later to the off-road capability of this car, because this car, this pickup, the same as the tank platform, has a ladder frame. So it's a chassis on frame, so there's a big frame in the bottom to make the car more stiff. So the stiffness is a very big it's a very important measure for off-road car. And to make the stiffness, we have a ladder frame, and then you can imagine you have a big frame here in between the wheels, then the space between the wheels is smaller. So, and that's the reason why we don't have a transversal engine, we have a longitudinal engine. So in this case, maybe I'm talking too much. I try to talk a little bit
No, it's
slower,
very
but you see, it's like
interesting. It is
Christmas for
very
me as an
interesting.
engineer to explain to you the technology. So
It's
in
like
this,
Christmas for me as well, because I'm not that familiar with all this, all this technology, but I'm very, very interested, and
Yes.
I'm sure that all our audience who's not that technical, who don't really, maybe they
Yes.
haven't been studying engineering or
Yes.
car engineering, I'm sure for them it's going to be very important to know all this information. So please go ahead, continue.
Because they are driving later, so if they have some background
That's true.
information, then they trust the car much more in the future.
Absolutely, absolutely.
In future. So where was I stand? This longitudinal. So we have
Yes.
the frame, the ladder frame, and that's why we have longitudinal layout. Now I shortly wrap up what Michele mentioned to you already. So we have a 4-cylinder engine. It's a 2-liter turbo engine. And also interesting is this is with a Miller cycle. So this is one of the few engines in the world who have been designed with a Miller cycle. And this Miller cycle gives you a very efficient combustion. So that you can make sure that the fuel consumption is as low as possible. Later I give you some figures. Maybe to keep it a little bit more tension, I give you these figures for the fuel consumption later.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, some suspension
At the
there.
end, yeah, so you can remember. If I forget, then please remind me later.
So don't go anywhere, because we have more information
At the end.
at the end.
Exactly. So this is about the engine. And Michele already mentioned, so this engine is really powerful. So only
Yes.
the engine has 380 Newton meter and 180 kilowatt, so only the engine itself. But
What does it mean for a regular user? Because all this like numbers.
yes,
I'm sure that maybe 10% of the audience understand. But
can
what?
understand.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but I can give you an example.
Yeah,
So
please.
maybe 15 years ago, if you buy a V8 engine from Benz or BMW, this V8 engine naturally aspirated maybe have 400 Newton meter. So now we are 15 or 20 years older. Now this 4-cylinder engine with turbocharger have 380 Newton meter. So you see, 20 years ago this would have been an 8-cylinder. So then you can imagine this is really a powerful engine, high power and high torque. And maybe I can say something, because before you ask if this vehicle can be operated on fuel only. And this is exactly why we have such a powerful engine. So if your SOC is low, SOC is state of charge of the battery. Now I come again with the
Thank you.
abbreviation. So if the battery is empty or almost empty and you cannot rely on the hybrid power, you still have enough power from this fuel engine to drive the car, even if it's a very big car.
Oh wow! So you don't need to worry about any scenarios,
Yes,
right?
As
Like
l-
if you
at
run
least
out
you
of
need fuel.
battery.
I mean, you need fuel in the tank, but this any car, every car needs. But
Sure.
if the battery is low, you can rest assured that you can still drive comfortably and also with high power. Yeah.
Maybe you can give us some, numbers how
Yes.
much it can run on only battery and then only on
Yes.
fuel and
So
then together.
only battery, the pure electric drive would be 115 kilometers, and I must say this is a certified number according to NEDC. So this is also a certain standard. It's
Okay.
a new European driving cycle. So there is a certification standard to make sure that the customer later can compare all these numbers if they see it from competitors, and then they can compare. So the real EV driving is depending on the customer driving habit. If you
For
drive
sure.
always full
Yes.
speed, then of course it's lower.
Yeah.
It's also depending on the temperature and the
Yeah.
road condition and so on.
Yes.
But I believe 115 kilometers, so you can maybe 90% of all your driving, of all your usage, you can cover with this.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
going to the mall or going to work or going to kindergarten and even visiting the grandma in the next city, you can do on electric drive. And only if you want to make a long drive, for example, go to the holiday or to the beach, or depending where you are living, of course, then you need this safety that you can drive on battery power and on fuel. And if you combine this both together, the total range could be more than 1,000 kilometers. And I think everybody can be happy
1,000
with
kilometers.
1,060 or around this, so more than 1,000.
I wonder how does it compare to the similar vehicles from other brands?
I think
If-
it should be double. It
Double.
should be double. So if you compare this,
you
with,
hear that?
if
Double.
if you take a normal pickup from the market,
Mm-hmm.
maybe no hybrid, and also if it is a hybrid, the battery usually is much smaller. So we have normally a very big battery with 37 kilowatt hours. Maybe you can drive 600 if you're lucky. So now you can drive more than 1,000. So this is really, really very good for the daily usage.
And for not a hybrid car, how much a truck like this would run on only fuel? Let's say, how many kilometers?
I would say probably because it's also a heavy car, more than 2,000 kilogram. So this should be below between 500 and 600 k.
500. And with this one,
Maximum. More than only on fuel. It
then
should
it's
be
fuel and battery.
battery together 1,060. I think the official value
1,000.
certified is 1,060.
So twice as much.
Yes.
So it's basically safe to say that
Yes.
with this car, you will save 50% of your money
Theoretically, yes.
on fuel.
Yes. But always depending on the usage and driving style. I must say this again. Otherwise, later they will call me and say, no, I'm here and I have no battery anymore. So it's always, this is the certified values.
That is impressive. Plus,
Yes.
with the prices going up and up and up,
Yes,
and,
yes.
I think it's a very important selling point.
And at the same time, because the prices for the fuel goes up, but the prices for electricity, depending on the market, is normally quite low. So here in
Yes.
China, it's 30% compared to the fuel. So of course, I'm happy in China drive this car. I can save a lot of money if I use the battery on. But I talked a lot about the engine.
Yes.
Actually, what I'm really more excited of is the transmission behind. So
Okay.
Michele mentioned this is a 9HAT. So what is the meaning? 9 means 9 speed, so have 9 gears. H is for hybrid, and AT is an automatic transmission. I want to say it's the top technology of transmission technology, a planetary automatic transmission with integrated P2 motor. So P2 is just the e-motor on a certain position. And this e-motor is very powerful. So only the e-motor gives you 100 in the peak operation mode. It gives you 120 kilowatt and 400 newton meter. So now you can make the math by yourself. From the engine, it's 380. I talk now only about newton meter because I'm originally a transmission guy, so power I don't care so much. So from the engine, you get 380 newton meter. From the e-motor, you can get additional 400 newton meter. Together, this is 780 newton meter. But officially, we say this car, the maximum power for the system is 750 newton meter. Now you can calculate. So maybe secretly, in some operation points, we give a little bit more that the customer can have a very smooth and powerful driving. And what is this special situations? For example, if you are off-road and you are on a rock and need a lot of torque to climb over this rock, so it's a heavy car,
Yeah.
then of course you need a lot of torque.
Yes.
But maybe even the 780 newton meter is not enough. Then we have one mechanical device inside of this transmission which helps you, and this is a hydraulic torque converter. Maybe this sounds now very technical for you, but I can simply explain what is it. So the hydraulic torque converter inside of this transmission is like a launch device, which when the speed of the car is low, and you have a differential speed between standstill and the engine is already running, then this torque converter gives you an additional ratio. What does it mean, additional
Where
ratio?
does it get the power?
Yeah, the power comes from the engine and from the e-motor, and this power then is additionally summed up or added up by, for example, 1.3, 1.5. So you have the power from engine and e-motor. You have this ratio in the torque converter for a short term. Then you have a short first gear. Short first gear means first gear ratio is 5.288. And then all this together gives you a big torque on the wheels. So, and this is for this kind of big car very, very useful to have this safety, not only from the power source, which is engine and e-motor, but also from the transmission system, torque converter, first gear. And to make it even more complicated, in the transfer box, or TOD, we call it torque on demand, we have additional a low gear. So if you are really in very rough off-road situation, you can shift by a button. So it's not mechanical, you shift by a button and the car is doing shift to the 4L mode. This means four-wheel drive, low gear. And low gear means behind the transmission there is additional ratio from, I believe it's 2.4 or 2.6, that you get even more torque on the wheels. So every off-road enthusiast probably knows exactly what I'm talking about.
And I'm sure they're so excited to hear that.
Yes, because we have so much technology in this car, in this high 4T, in this longitudinal powertrain. And I must say, so this transmission is totally developed and produced in-house on Great Wall Motors. So in our team, we have first time, I think we are the only one in the Chinese market so far who have the ability to make this kind of development. And it's not only development hardware, but also the software, because you can imagine if we have 9 gears and we have torque converter and e-drive and what. So to make this calibration all together is a very big task for the software. And this is made in-house, and finally we also make the production in-house by ourselves. So this is a big engineering work, and we are very proud of this, of course.
That is very exciting to hear.
So now I talked about the powertrain. I told you something about the engine. Maybe besides the Miller cycle, I give you 2 more figures about the engine. Oh no, maybe 1 more figure, because the 2 liter I have mentioned already. We have a turbo engine, of course. Otherwise we could not have. So there's a little fly.
There's a little fly.
Yeah. So I'm not
She's
waving
also
to you.
excited about this car. She's like, whoa.
So I'm not waving to you. It's just a fly. And then this has also the injection system is very special. We have a 350 bar injection system for this car, that we have also a high performance and at the end also low fuel consumption engine. Maybe this figure is also interested for you. Actually, I wanted to say it in the very end, but now I say it. So because going to the gas station is money, of course. So what is your target as a customer? Have a low fuel consumption, because
Absolutely.
then the money is not so much you have to pay,
Yeah.
and then you can buy more gifts for.
But you still want to have power, right? And you
Exactly.
still want to have range.
So-
Because if you're only, focusing on saving money
That's
and
not enough.
having an
Yeah.
electric
Yes.
vehicle,
Yes.
then you are actually very limited in
Yes.
the range, right?
Yes,
And in the
exactly.
power
Yes.
and torque and all of this.
So-
that's why it's very important,
To
to have a hybrid.
have both, yeah. And now talking about the fuel consumption. So this car has a fuel consumption combined. If we have in a hybrid drive, we use as less as 1.7 liter per 100 kilometer if engine and e-motor working together.
Yes.
But as we said before, if you are a long drive and the battery is empty, then maybe you are only driving on fuel. You can enjoy the high power, but then of course you also enjoy the higher fuel consumption. And this fuel consumption certified is only 7.9. So you can imagine maybe some years ago, this kind of car would have had a fuel consumption with this, it's very heavy also, would have more than 10 liter per 100.
Oh, wow.
But with this engine, you can have, if the battery is empty, as less as 7.9 liter per 100 kilometer. And this is not enough. We make the development because we are looking for the global markets. So not all the markets have the very good quality fuel. So there is this, they call it ROC. So this is the octane of the fuel. So there are different classes, 91, 95, 98, 100 is already very special for racing cars. So this car can work with the lowest grade of the fuel, which is ROC 91. So you can, everywhere in the world, you can find this gas station and fuel this car. This is no problem.
And that will also save you some money, right?
Yes,
Because
yes.
that kind of fuel, as I
Exactly.
understand, it's
It's also
actually
a little bit cheaper.
it's cheaper.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you're right. So what else we can say? So we talked about the engine, we talked about the transmission, which we are very, very proud of. We talked about the powertrain. Maybe now we can talk about the off-road capability.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yes, because especially for the Australian market, also South Africa, many markets, I think the users will really go to off-road, to the outback, and enjoy the different lifestyle.
Yes.
And this car, maybe we can also go around. So this car have an approach angle of 90 would be too much, 28.9 degree. So approach angle means if you approach the hill, then if the slope of the hill is 28.5 degree, this car have no problem to climb the hill. So it will not touch here with
Or if you have like actually some, very
bump
high
or
bumps
something.
or
Yes, but yes, exactly. So the off-road capability is very good in terms of approach angle. Then maybe we can go around the car a little bit. And be careful, because this is a test lab, so we have a lot of this kind of devices.
Okay, so
Then
what are we seeing now?
maybe I want to say, so we had the approach angle, then
Yes.
we have the brake over angle.
Okay.
The brake over angle is 18.5 degree. What is brake over angle is also easy to explain. If you go upslope and then directly go downslope,
that
means
is the
that this is
breakdown.
like a peak.
Okay.
And the car can go over this peak if this peak is 18.5 degree. So then still the rear wheels are still upslope and the front wheels are already downslope. So this angle is also for off-road, real off-road driving very important.
Yeah.
And then there's a third angle, and then we can go to the back. Maybe we must see that the camera can follow. And the third angle you can already imagine, so we have approach, we have the brake over angle, and we have then the departure angle.
Yes.
So this is if you come down slope and you are already going down, and then you must make sure if the rear wheel is on the ground that you don't touch here the slope. And this this departure angle is 23 degree, also quite high. And why is it so high? Because you can see there is no trailer hook at this moment. It's in this car. So if we have a trailer hook, of course the departure angle is a little bit smaller, because the trailer hook, of course, needs some space.
But I wonder, so these are actually standard modifications,
Yes.
right? But I know that a lot of people would like to do some changes to the car, right, to make it a little
Yes.
bit higher. I wonder if there's, such a,
This is
if that's possible.
It's possible.
It's absolutely
It's
possible,
absolutely
right?
possible, not only in terms of the chassis, also in terms, for example, if you like a camping enthusiast, then you can also put your camping box, or I don't know, here on the top, and then sleep in the car, or
Tent,
on a
right?
tent,
Tent.
like a tent, but it's
Yeah.
a hardcover tent.
Hardcover tent.
So you can put it on the top. So we also have some mounting points here already that the user can make some individualization. But this is not only all. I mentioned the trailer hook before.
Yeah,
So
since
as-
we're talking
yes,
about trailer
exactly,
hookers,
because-
actually hooks, so I was wondering, towing is such a big thing in Australia,
and
right?
especially for this kind of car.
Oh,
I think.
absolutely,
Yeah.
because they would like to tow, I don't know, the boats.
Yes.
I don't have a
Oh,
boat, but I
I would
envy
like to have
anyone
one, yes.
who have a boat.
Me too,
Right,
yes.
or a caravan.
Yes.
So how would towing work with this kind of car?
You can have a trailer hook. It's not assembled here now, but you can have a trailer hook, and this is
It
very.
has two spots for it, right?
Not here. This is just for the license plate. The
Okay.
trailer hook would be here in the,
Oh,
in the
down
bottom.
there. Okay.
Yeah, and this trailer hook, so the chassis is developed that we can tow up to 3.5 ton, not kilograms, ton. So 3,500 kilogram.
3.5
Yes,
ton.
in the Australian market. So in the global market we have 2.5, but we listen very carefully to
You
our
enhance, right,
customers
for Australian
because the
users.
Australian customers they have really this very, very heavy trailers.
Yeah.
And we have enhanced our technology that we can use this 3.5 ton trailers.
That is so
And I
impressive.
think this is really impressive because
Yeah.
it's not only, by the way, it's not only for the leisure activities. Also, if you imagine you are a farmer, for example,
Yeah.
and you want to tow the trailer with your cows inside or something, or the horses, or also
I guess
horses.
that's also
yes.
possible, right?
Yes,
You
and
can
it's
do
even
that as
more.
well.
Maybe it's even more heavy than a boat, and then you can do everything.
And there's enough power in this car
Of
to
course,
do that, right?
because you
Like
have the-
3.5 ton.
Yes, exactly. Because you have the engine, so the 2-liter engine plus the e-motor. So together you can have up to 750 Newton meter. This is
This
a
is
lot.
plenty,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Plenty.
It's much more than needed, probably. Yes.
So since
And-
we're in the back of the
Yes.
car, is there anything else worth mentioning?
Yes,
Maybe this.
actually about the tailgate. This is also very interesting because you see already the tailgate is split here.
Yes.
And there's an interesting function. So maybe the camera can come around a little bit. Then I
Can you show us?
show
Show this part. Oh,
he is.
he's
Okay.
showing.
Okay, so red means is live and green is on stage. Okay, so if I press one time,
Yes.
then
I
it
think you should
makes
press
noth-
twice.
Press nothing because now this is the showing effect.
Oh.
Now one time means that the car,
Open,
the open
okay.
is opening like this. So maybe now I go on this side.
Oh,
so
I see.
we call it 60-40, and the meaning is this is 60% of the
This is 40.
and of the tailgate, and this is 40%.
And so with one of the gates open, right, and another closed, it's going to be very convenient to load things on
Yes,
the truck,
load
right?
something, or also if you, for example, have a very heavy load, heavy
or,
goods,
or long,
then you
something
can,
very long.
yes, for example, you can close this,
can
and
close
then you
one.
can have this longer out. Of course, you must save it that it will
Oh.
not fall down. But this
What
is
is this? Oh, that's
this
for
is just the joint. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, but that's not all. So you
Uh-huh.
can make the 60-40, and this is again the 60-40 opening in this direction. But now this is very interesting. Now
Okay.
you can press long.
One. Woo!
And this I wanted
Wow.
to, because in the rehearsal I always stopped it, but I want to exactly show you. So we have this damper here. So it is really safe. So
Oh,
there is a damper. It
interesting.
will not just fall down and make a big noise or hurt you. So and now
So
the
now it
tailgate,
becomes a table.
it's like a table, and also there's one other advantage. So you see now this opening is much more.
Yes, absolutely.
Because if we compare again, so this opening is, now you can visually check it, the opening is
there
like
is
this.
actually so much space. I
Yes.
wonder if the camera can actually capture it, because
Yes.
this truck, like, look at it. The space is just enormous. Like, I wonder how many people can actually get. I
And
wonder if
also
we
the
can.
loading capacity is very, you can.
Like, look at it.
And we can also together, because the loading, so also from the weight, this is no
And
problem.
it's so
I think
stable.
It's stable, and you can load here, I believe should be around 1 ton. So 1,000
ton.
kilogram you can load here. So,
Wow. Oh,
so
this little thing
it
opens.
can
Look at
open,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's also interesting to see this car from this view.
Absolutely.
I didn't see this before.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Very
be
spacious.
careful when.
Very, very spacious.
Maybe give me the
Thank you so
my
much.
hand, yeah.
Thank you.
And this is what I want to shortly say also. When you open it in this direction, then you see here the opening space
Yes.
is smaller. So
Huh.
this is smaller, and this is also one reason why we have the possibility to open the complete thing,
Yes.
because now it's bigger. For example, if
Oh,
you
I
really use this for your
see.
work and you come now with a forklift
Yeah.
and put here a pallet inside,
Right.
then you have
I didn't think
there's
of
enough
that.
space.
I didn't think of that. Absolutely. So now
So
that
it's
we
very
mentioned,
flexible. Yeah.
we actually mentioned that this truck is really interesting, for Australians, right?
Yes.
Because of their lifestyle.
Yes.
A lot of users have been asking us when exactly can they purchase it in Australia.
So I suggest now, what is the time now in Australia? I don't know. I don't know the time shift. If the dealer is still open, please go there and buy it because it's available.
It's available
So
right now already.
launch, yes, market launch was 5th of May. So
Wow.
2 or 3 weeks ago. So
they
you can go.
they have it
directly. Yeah.
already?
Yes, they
Wow,
have it.
they're so lucky.
Other markets I cannot promise, but
Yes.
other markets will follow very soon.
Okay. Anything
So,
interesting in the
Yes, I
in
want
the
when we
front?
are on the way back, I
Yes.
want to mention something here.
Yes. Ah.
Maybe first I want to mention something here, because you see there is a big letters, or the Michele mentioned this before,
PHEV.
PHEV. Do you know what is the meaning of PHEV? Another abbreviation.
No, I'm not.
So the meaning is plug-in hybrid electric vehicle.
Yes.
So plug-in means, and now we go back here to this device, if you
Okay.
don't mind.
Sure.
So plug-in means we have the big battery. Michele mentioned before, we can charge this big battery with the engine, or I'm
The
not sure,
camera can show this.
or we can charge it here also by plug-in to the grid,
Okay.
to the charger, to the wall box at home, whatever.
So this is a charging
Yes,
capable
charging
device,
point.
A charging
So this
point.
is the charging point for AC,
Uh-huh.
AC current, and this here is the charging point for DC
DC current,
both
okay.
together. Yeah. So you can charge it at home at your wall box, maybe up to 11 kilowatt, or you can charge it outside. I'm not exactly sure, but I believe the charging power for DC should be around 60 kilowatt, which is also for plug-in hybrid quite high. So some years ago, for battery electric vehicle, you were lucky to have 50 kilowatt. Now we can charge the plug-in hybrid already with 60 kilowatt. So it's very, very good for the usage of the driver. And not only to charge it at home, but also outside, because
Yeah.
normally you don't want to wait a long time at a charger.
Yes.
But if you have now the possibility to charge outside in a public charger with 60 kilowatt, you can roughly make the math. So the battery is 37 kilowatt hours with 60 kilowatt. Maybe you can charge it full or between 30 or 40 minutes. So this is okay.
And I think you mentioned to me before that this vehicle can actually work as a power bank for your devices,
exactly.
right?
It's good that you remind me, because we have this function called V2L, again an abbreviation. So this is called V2L, vehicle to load.
Yes.
And this literally means this vehicle can act as a power bank. So you can, for example, if you do camping, you have a little freezer with you, or fridge, or you have a cooking device which maybe is not in gas, because gas also a little bit dangerous.
Yes.
So you have an electric appliance, and then you can charge it, you can plug it in here and use the power directly from the battery. So it's very convenient.
So you don't even need to bring a battery with you,
No, you don't
anymore,
need, because
right?
you have the battery here. So this is also a very big battery. It's 37.1, around 37 kilowatt hours. So I
wonder if you can take a TV with you.
You can.
know,
Yeah, you can also open the
outside.
PlayStation if you want. So I want to give you an
TV and
example.
PlayStation.
I have a small house in Europe. So in my normal, my consumption in this small house every day is around 9 or 10 kilowatt hours. So now we are engineers, yeah, almost. So if we make the math now by ourselves, we have 37 kilowatt hours every day in my house. I need maybe 10. So 10, and it is 3.7 days I can use this car to power my house.
3.7 days, so almost 4 days,
Yes.
right? You
Yes.
can use this car to
But
power
the house,
your whole
so
house.
the whole house. But if you are outside in the camping, you don't have the whole house with you and make the washing machine and dryer and this and that.
Yeah.
So maybe you can use it one week almost.
1
outside.
week.
Yes.
That is
This is
so
very-
amazing.
And also maybe you are
can you
interested.
recharge if you just
Yeah, of
leave
course.
it?
You can,
running?
but you must. No, you cannot charge and discharge, not at the same time. You can either charge or discharge. But if you are outside in the outback, there is no charger normally. Then you use it for discharging. And one more figure, probably interesting, is about the discharge power. And the discharge power is 6 kilowatt. And also interesting because you asked for TV, so also at home. So if I open the PlayStation and the TV and the washing machine and the tumble dryer and maybe even the oven, the electric oven, then maybe I reach roughly 6 kilowatt. But then it's already a big, this is already a big power necessary.
Wow.
So you can do everything with this. And we call it V2L as vehicle to load. Maybe your question could be, can we also charge other vehicle, each other? Then this function also is available. It's called vehicle to vehicle, V2V. This will come in the future. Then you can also drive with your car and help another electric car to charge.
This is so interesting because I know that a lot of ladies, they are a little bit hesitant about, going and camping, going
Yes.
off-road,
Yeah.
going somewhere where there's no shower, no bed,
So
nothing.
you can have all your devices with you.
Yes, with this car you can actually have all
And
that.
because you are now talking about being afraid, so because if you go camping, it's not always sunshine, yeah? Maybe you have also rain. If you have snow, then you're a really hardcore camper, I want to say. But if you have rain, and maybe some people are afraid to plug in the electricity or the charger in the rain, so don't worry. We have made everything dust-proof, waterproof, so you can plug in, plug out. There is no spark or something, so everything is safe.
Wow,
It
that's
must be
amazing.
safe. Yeah.
And I think that you also mentioned something about the water level last time, right?
Exactly. So this, because I now spend so much time about the angles.
Yeah.
So the water weighting is 800 millimeters, so 80 centimeters. This is I cannot guess. Maybe it's
how
like
long
this.
Is, How high is 80?
It's like this. You can really go through the river with this car.
So basically, if the river is
80. If the water is 80
up
millimeters
here.
up here, yeah, maybe.
so
I'm
it's
not sure.
still
yeah.
okay to go
Still
in.
okay. Yes, exactly.
And this is a hybrid vehicle.
It's a hybrid vehicle, and we
This
also
is
make sure that
mind-blowing.
no water goes in the transmission, no water goes in the engine. So
And the
we have-
battery is
and
fine
the
as
battery,
well, right?
We have tested all this. So this kind of testing, you can imagine, is for an engineer very nice.
I am
but we
in
have
shock.
done this because we want to sell to customers all over the world. So it's not everywhere as beautiful as in Shanghai or Sydney, or so not everybody is driving on the road. So we must make sure that all this kind of environment, like not only the water level, not only the off-road, also for example, very high temperature, plus 40 degree, maybe for Australia, interesting for the outback or South Africa.
Absolutely, this is
but
very
also
important.
very low temperature, so
Yeah.
minus 40 degree, which is really, really cold. So this is the temperature range where we really test our cars.
So from minus 40 to plus 40, the car
Exactly.
will still work without
Still working.
any problems.
And it's not just on the paper, we have tested this. So we make sure that this car is working.
Well, thank you so much for
we could probably talk
such
2
an
days more.
in-depth- I
but
know, we can actually
I
just
believe maybe
stay
this gives some good insights for the future.
And I can see
users
that
too.
you love this car and you're so in
Exactly.
love with your job and
Yes.
engineering
And
and
the
you just
technology.
want to share
Yes.
with our audience.
Yes.
But I guess, you know, it's for the other
Time is over.
live stream.
Yes.
Yes, so thank you so much for this brilliant explanation. Today we've taken a deep dive into GWM Canon Alpha PHEV, from its powertrain and off-road capability to its NVH performance and in-cabin comfort. It's clear that this vehicle strikes a rare and impressive balance between cutting-edge new energy tech and traditional rugged DNA.
Absolutely. And maybe I give you one more information why
Okay.
I'm so enthusiastic, because I mean, this is not our first car. In Great Wall Motors,
Yes.
we built this kind of pickups cars since 30 or 35 years. So there's a joke, if we talk about pickup categories, we say always there is pickups and there is Great Wall Motors. So as if it is a own kind of category. So we have a long experience. We also listen very carefully to our customers, and everything is inside of this vehicle. And I believe in Australia, in South Africa, everywhere, the people will really love this car.
Thank you so much, Tobias. So if you're interested in the model we showcased today, feel free to click the card below and leave your contact info. Our professional advisors will be happy to provide you with personalized one-on-one service, and rest assured your personal data will be kept strictly confidential. Thank you so much, Tobias. It was
Thank
such
you.
a pleasure to
Yes.
dive deep into the technology of this car with you. And thank you, all our directors, all our guests today, and of course, you, our favorite audience. So thank you for tuning in from around the world. GWM will continue to deliver smarter, safer, and more reliable products to users across the globe. See you next time.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
GWM. Go with more. GWM. Go with more. GWM, go with more.
Hello GWM, turn on the AC.
All right, AC is on in the driver zone.
GWM, go with more.